What's your favorite character in a game? What is your favorite game? What is your favorite type of game? This is Rakino's Question of the Week. Hey everybody, what's going on? Gamer Rakino here, and I'm shooting out another question of the week. Okay, so I hope you all had a wonderful, happy 4th of July, Independence Day weekend. I had some fun. We got to see some fireworks, had a little barbecue. Yeah, it was delicious. It was awesome. For those of you that, you know, it's been kind of a subject of this year about Independence Day, and they want to tear. They were some people were talking about tearing down Mount Rushmore, and just because they're slave owners and stuff like that. You know, if you're in America and you can go do things like get a job and you know do what you want in life. You can pursue what you want. That's the American dream, regardless of race. And I think that's what America was meant to do. And yeah, we have some problems, and we have some wounds that we need to heal, and we need to stitch them up and grow from them. And that's exactly what America's all about. That's what being a human is all about, right? You get knocked down. What do? You get back up, and you get a cut on your leg. You get a scar. That's a scar showing you what happened, so you can remember, so you can not let it happen again, right? And so, I guess what I'm trying to say, there was a historian that once said, if you look at the past and you try to understand it, there's one thing that you really need to understand the most about somebody in the past, and that is the time they lived in, because that's very, very important. One of the most important parts of it, to know what kind of things they were dealing with, the kind of things that were going on. I'm going to give you an example. George Washington, he had slaves, he owned slaves, but he still did not have the doubt that America could be great, and he strived for a better future, just like many others have done after him. He was living in a time where it was normal to have slaves. It was a normal thing. It was wrong, and I'm sure he would admit that it was wrong. But also another thing to remember, that not all slave owners really did bad on their slaves. A lot of them got treated pretty fairly nice. Fed well. There's many things that you just don't know as well, because you weren't there, and you don't know what they did. I mean, in fact, some of the slave owners ended up sleeping with some of the slaves. Yikes! But so you just have to remember, it was a different time back then, and you have to remember that there was a future when they signed the Declaration of Independence, that they felt we can do better and we can get somewhere, and we have, slowly and surely. We've stitched up those wounds, and we're learning more and more every day. And that's what the American dream is all about. And even today, we're still pursuing to make America better. It is literally a constant thing that we'll always do. So you imagine in 100 years from now, they'll probably look back at where we're at today, and they'll find all sorts of flaws. I mean, you can find them right now, but imagine in 100 years, they're going to look back and be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. They were playing video games? We're living in video games. No, I don't know, but regardless, for those of you that aren't in America, I know a lot of people that aren't in America that do support the American dream, and they wish they were here. And a lot of people want to change the country right now to be more of a communist country. There's these militia that are out there that want a communist country, and you just like, why? You look at China, look at North Korea, and look at Cuba. Like, that's a communist country. That's what ends up happening. One person gets in power, And they're like, yeah, let's make this great and do this thing. We're gonna all do this thing. And then what happens when that person dies and then someone bad comes in? They rule everything. Everything you do is owned. Everything you do is controlled by that person, the government. We don't want that here. We want everybody to be able to be free, do what they want in life to pursue. All these celebrities and uh, these stars, basketball stars and uh, football stars, they don't. They're, in my opinion alone, they're disrespecting the flag. They wouldn't be getting paid the way they're doing without the people that sacrifice their lives for the freedom that they can get a scholarship paid for to be a professional player. Like, I don't know how it's hard to understand. It's really not hard to understand. You know, the flag represents a unity of everybody for the same purpose. It doesn't say black. It doesn't say white. It doesn't say brown. It doesn't say any colors. It's literally about the freedom. It's kind of more of a military thing, to be honest. About the soldiers that died, so that we can be in a free country. I mean, I hear people saying we're a military family or military supporting, but then yet at the same time they want to disrespect the flag. It just doesn't work. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't collide. If I'm speaking wrongly, please leave me a comment and let me know what you think about the situation. Hey, go on my Twitter. You'll see I'm on the conservative side. I lean right, I guess you can say. My Twitter is my personal thing, but I use it on my gamer stuff too. I retweet a lot of stuff. But you can go argue with me on there all day long, if you want. But you don't have to. But here on my gaming channel, I like to keep it relevant to holidays and playing games. So that's what I'm going to keep it at. But that's my point on the freedom, the Independence Day. I hope everybody had a good one, regardless of if you celebrate it or not. I hope you had a good weekend. But so it wraps up to the question that I have for this week. And I looked up video games that had to do with independence or independence, the 4th of July, Independence Day games, being American games, like America. So this is what I got. I saw, this is back 2017 when it was posted, so I'm sure there's been games since. But the question of this week is going to be, which of these 8 games did you like the most? You probably didn't play all of them. And if you didn't play any of them, or if you only played one, which game do you want to play, or that seems most appealing to you? I'm sure there's one on here for everybody. So the first one is, this website, by the way, is comicbook.com. They did this, and I decided, yeah, let's go ahead and do this one, 8 list, here we go. So the first one is the Bioforce. You can get it on PlayStation 4 or Steam. Bioforce is like an arcade style 2-dimensional, you go left to right. I don't know if you've ever heard it before, but it's basically, there's a bunch of characters that you can choose from. Like, there's people that they look like, they can't use the characters, but like Rambo and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, basically just going through shooting. And if you don't know what it's like, another game on this list is Contra. A lot of people have heard Contra. The Contra series is similar. You're fighting against like aliens, and you're trying to basically save the world. Guns blazing. Most American or patriotic... Oh, that's what I searched. Patriotic games. Most patriotic games are shooting games. Yeah. Support that Second Amendment. Alright, number 2. I'll go back to Contra. Well, maybe. Duke Nukem 3D. That was a game back in the day. It's on PC and various consoles. They actually came out with a newer Duke Nukem after the original. Shoot, what did I play it on? I played it on. It was either, I think it was PlayStation 2, maybe? But basically, it's rated M for mature. I don't even know. I think it might have been higher, but no. I'm pretty sure it's rated M for mature. It could have been higher because it was the first time a video game had like a lot of things that you're like shocked about. I think there was nudity. I want to say there was a little bit of nudity in it. Guts, cursing. I think there might have been some drug stuff in there too. But anyway, it's first person shooter. It was a classic back in the day. So let me know if that one is one of the ones that you would root for. The Contra series, okay, the various ones. We're going to go ahead and go past that. They also fought aliens. I already said that. Assassin's Creed 3. So you're basically Assassin's Creed, but you're fighting against the British. That's probably the most patriotic game on here, if I had to guess. I've never played the Assassin's Creed series. I've always wanted to. I've always liked it. I've watched my buddy play it once. And it seemed really, really cool, but I never got into the series because I was just always playing other games or too busy. But yeah, Assassin's Creed 3 was on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 and PC. Let's move on. You're like a boss. We're going to go Saints Row 4. IV. Or whichever way it is on the screen. Roman numeral 4. Saints Row 4 was PlayStation 3, PC, and Xbox 360. Yeah, I guess I never played the Saints Row series, but it's a lot like Grand Theft Auto, but a little bit more crazier and more stuff you can do. Like bizarre stuff, like aliens and stuff like that. But I guess you have like something to do with the Lady Liberties in it, the president. I guess you're maybe a president trying to save the world is what I'm gathering from it, from the description. Next one, Bad Dudes vs. Dragon Ninja. It was on arcade or the NES and the Nintendo original system. What is NES? Oh, Nintendo Entertainment System. That's what it is. The original Nintendo and the arcade games. You can still see this one in the arcade. If you go to they have arcade bars. I recommend if you want to go check out. I have a video of me and my son playing at an arcade bar. They have bars now where you can go and you can go drink and eat and play arcade games. It's pretty awesome. It's become more popular these days because regular arcades, kids are like, well, I could just go play a game at home, but this is for more adults. But the kids, like my kid, we go and he loves it because he gets to play that, and I get to, they wouldn't go to these by themselves like back in the daytime. Back in the day. But Bad Dudes versus Ninjas, you're going to save a president. That's the objective when you're fighting ninjas, I guess. I remember playing them. Okay, one of my all-time favorite war games, and it's patriotic, is Call of Duty World at War. If I had to choose one on this list, I would say that's probably my favorite. Gosh, it was so good. Now if I played it, it probably would be like, wow, this is horrible. But if they could redo it, but this is playing not against the Nazis. There is a little side one that goes against some Russians, but it's like a side story Russian part of it. That was really cool too. That part. It's like sneaking. You're like sneaking. So cool. World at War. Call of Duty World at War. That's mine. That's my pick. And then there was a bonus on the website, and it's the Patriotic Pinball. It's a pinball game, patriotic stuff all over. I guess if I gave a bonus one out there, it would have to do something with Captain America. Because whoa, there goes my recording device. That was close. Uh, I must be moving around too much. Anyway, patriotic pinball. Oh, if I had to choose another game that I would add in there, something to do with Captain America, a Marvel game. But saving the world, it's hard to do. I mean, a lot of games. I think like 99% of the games are about a hero trying to save the world or the universe. So, you know, I don't know how more patriotic it can be is to save the world from some bad guy um, for everybody to be happy. And it's kind of, you know, I feel like most games are based off of freedom. So, I don't know. That's my take on it. Let me know of the list that I gave you. That was comicbook.com. I'll put the link in the description to that. Let me know what game on this list that you would be most interested in or that you liked the most. If you haven't played any of the games and you know of a patriotic game, put it down in the comments section and I will give you a thumbs up. Maybe I'll reply. Yeah, that's about it for today's week question of the week. I hope you all had a wonderful 4th of July. Later. How many games have you played? What's the scariest game you've ever played? What's the most action-packed game you've ever played? What is the longest amount of time you've ever played a game? Wait a minute. Are we actually in a game?